Hello and welcome to Let's Chat, sponsored by River Valley Community Bank. My name is Jed Dixon, and today with us we have Stuart from the Nevada City Chamber. Stuart, how's it going today?
Pretty good, no complaints.
You want to give everybody your proper title, your proper name?
Sure.
How should we address Stuart today?
King of the Chamber. No,
I love that.
Yeah. No, actually, executive director.
Okay.
But it's a very small office, so I'm king of very few, and actually not. We're a really great team. We have an office manager, an events coordinator, and we also have an intern from Connecting Point. So we're a really tiny office.
All right. Well, you've already got the humility point down. So if you're in a position of leadership and you can be humble to all your people, I think it's a good place to start.
You kind of have to be, right? It's that it comes with the territory.
King of the Chamber. So can you tell us a little bit about what a chamber does, what a chamber is, Chamber of Commerce?
Sure. So we're an organization that supports businesses in a particular community. So there's different, bigger chambers in big cities have different kind of roles, but in Nevada City, particularly supporting businesses, we're a big tourist-dependent community.
Oh, yeah.
And part of that is creating events that attract tourists that then go to the stores and stay in the hotels and eat in the restaurants. And so the chamber, one of the things that we do is we host the events. You've probably heard of Victorian Christmas, which is a fantastic event. It brings more people than we know what to do with when they come, and that's wonderful. We also do summer nights. We do Mardi Gras, the 4th of July parade, Constitution Day.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the list goes on, where we have pretty much an event every month that happen. So that's one big part of our job, but we also do general tourist information. So our chamber office also serves as a visitor center. So people come in, they want to get a map for Hirschman's Pond or figure out how to get to the best spot on the Yuba. They come to us and we give them all the information. We sell them a souvenir if they're interested. And then we also answer questions on the phone from people that have a wide variety of questions. It can be everything from when's the smoke gonna clear from the nearest forest fire, or what time does the Victorian Christmas begin on this date, those kind of things, or what's a really good place to eat. So we answer all those questions. And then the third part of what we do is business development. So that could be everything from attracting new businesses to town. So we keep a list on our website of all the available leases and places that people could buy. Let's say if you want to open a business, you can either lease or buy a space. We do support for businesses that are currently members. We have trainings that happen almost every month, everything from labor law to dealing with difficult situations, customer service.
Sure.
So those kind of trainings happen. We also have monthly merchant meetings, both in the downtown and in Seven Hills, helping to get the word out about what is happening, and if there's issues that come up, we bring the city together with the merchants so there's clear communication. Because a lot of times, you think in a small town, everyone talks to each other, and they do, but they don't necessarily talk about the things that we need them to talk about.
Yeah.
And so
you gotta
a lot
have
of
the
times,
hub.
yeah,
the place for
exactly.
everyone to
So
meet.
we serve as that hub. So we have oftentimes the city manager and the chief of police that come to the meetings, or actually even host some of the trainings. And so it really creates a bridge. And so we serve, and then on our board are 2 members of city council that serve as liaisons. So we have a really good communication with the city, so we can speak with a unified voice when there are issues that come up.
Wow, that is a lot of info.
Yeah.
Well, the through line there, I think, is support. You said the word support several times, so it's really great to hear those specific ways that you're supporting the small businesses, supporting the town in general, and I particularly really enjoy that. Because I go to the Nevada City Chamber and I think of it's a building and it's for these businesses that are within just Nevada City.
Yeah, right.
But to hear that you're supporting tourists that want to go to Hirschman's Pond or that want to go to the Yuba, I think that's fantastic to really show people that Nevada County, Nevada City is much larger than the picturesque downtown.
Exactly. So yeah, it's really everything we do in one way or another connects to support. So if you're a tourist, if you're a local business. And by supporting one group, you end up supporting another. So you support the tourists, and then they're excited and they want to come back, so that supports the businesses. And so, the whole ecosystem is helped by that process.
Well, all the events we have downtown seem to be pretty booming. I mean, Constitution Day all the way, all those other parade days.
Yeah, I want to put a particular plug for Constitution Day in general, because I think it's really important, and it's not a politically affiliated event. It's just really about why we're even going out to vote and what our government is about and the basis of it. And a lot of times people forget that, especially now that everything seems a little bit polarized. I think it's one of our most important events, even though maybe it's not as fun as Victorian Christmas or Summer Nights with the fire dancers and that kind of thing. But we've got a great parade and a reenactment of the Revolutionary War, and there's just a lot of things going on. So and we have the marching presidents, which is a really great thing too. So there are just a lot of things there that is just, it's a great learning experience, and it's made fun, which is, sometimes hard to do when you think about civics class and, ninth grade, and you're like, oh, that doesn't sound fun. We make this enjoyable. So.
And maybe there's some opportunities for folks out there that can volunteer or help out to make Constitution Day the wild success that it can be.
Yeah, and we always, we have, if you go to our website, which is www.nevadacitychamber.com, you can get things to do. You can get local events day to day of what's happening in and around Nevada City. You can also find out about leases, like I said. You can also sign up and be a volunteer for any of our events. So if you want to work the hamburger booth that we have at the fair, you want to work the drink booth, or you want to be a barricade monitor at Victorian Christmas and wear a top hat or something. It's all possible, and it's just one click away on your computer.
I like that title, Barricade Monitor.
Yeah.
Give me my top hat because I'm a Barricade Monitor.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Don't mess with me.
Exactly. So anyway, so that gives hopefully a pretty good summary of what we do. And I mean, if there's one word for what we do, it's really support.
Yeah, I think you said that several times.
And I just want to nail that one down, because if we're not being supportive, then there's no point in us being there, because it's hard to run a business. A lot of people think, oh yeah, you own a business, you must be really successful. You're only as successful as you've figured out what the work is that needs to be done, and you're filling that niche. A lot of times people don't know, or they lose their way, and through working with us, we help people get to the place where they either, maybe it's adjusting their business model, maybe it's trying something new, or we even give some suggestions on what hours you should be open. A lot of times people aren't open very many hours in the day, and then they're wondering why people aren't coming, and sometimes it's because people don't know that you're open, so they don't bother. So there's lots of things, but yeah, again, business support really important, because it's a hard thing to do, to own a business and to run a business.
Yeah.
So
let's get some numbers out there. How many businesses are currently part of Nevada
City?
We
roughly have now 360 members.
Nice.
And they range from sole proprietors to mid-sized companies. The bank that's sponsoring this, River Valley Community Bank, they're also members, and we run the gamut.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good rundown of what the chamber is like today. Where do you see it going? How do you see it growing? If you had your druthers, you had your way, what would you like to see in the future?
Well, I'd like to see, the tourism market in California has gotten a lot more competitive. You look at all the advertising for Tahoe, for Truckee, for Carmel. We need to be able to up our game, because when you have these big population centers like San Francisco, Bay Area, and Sacramento, they get bombarded with things that send them to other places. And it would be really good. We don't necessarily need more people during our events or in the middle of summer, but we really need folks coming in the early part of the year, which is a really nice, relaxing time here if people want to get away. So we're looking at improving and creating experiences for people to come up here, because we have so many opportunities, like The Curious Forge has all these workshops on metalwork, and there's Shivananda yoga centers that have retreats.
Sure.
And there's herb crafting, and there's the Ayurvedic college that you can take a weekend course. There are all these opportunities for folks, and we just need to make it easy for them to participate. So
right now you can go to the food co-op, you can go to Briar Patch and see it on the community board, but how does it get further?
Yeah, how does it get to people that don't live here?
Exactly.
And get them up here and staying and eating and then experiencing, because people love the lifestyle of Nevada City and they want to try and like make it their own. So that is a good thing for us to be able to share, and you know, it's a good way for us to, you know, help make us our ends meet.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I don't want to put you on the spot here. So if that's the question, what's the answer? How do you reach those people?
Well, there are a couple of ways of doing it. There are different programs to increase advertising, and you know, in regional ways, and you know, we'll look for that and look towards doing that. And so that's aspirational in the future, you know. So I'd say increasing tourism, but also looking at ways of doing it at the times of the year that people need it most. And then developing other forms, because we can't just be a single tourism-dependent community. You know?
Yeah.
The courthouse is going to be reimagined because the current courthouse for the county is moving likely about a mile away from where it is now. So that presents somewhere along the 49 corridor, probably somewhere in the area of the Rood Center. That hasn't been defined yet. Yeah. So that current courthouse has a ton of opportunities, but you know, we need to just guide that process carefully to make sure it happens in a way that works for the community and improves the economic climate of the area.
I wasn't aware of that. I'll miss that Art Deco style. I really
It'll
like
still be there,
okay.
but there might be something inside that's not a courthouse, and that's what...
It might be chamber related?
No, I mean, we do need housing, and so one of the things the chamber really advocates for is workforce housing.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's so desperately needed. So that could be one thing. It could be a arts college. It could be, you know, there's a lot of different opportunities, ideas out there, but we need to find one that pencils out in terms of economics, and you know, we can afford to do it.
You have a breadth of knowledge of all this. How do you know if the chamber is being successful? What are the little micro things that you see in the community that makes you go, hey, we're really making an impact there?
Well,
really
you know, feedback from members, because, you know, we serve them, and if they're feeling satisfied, then we know we're on the right track. And I would say that probably even more than, I mean, economic indicators are always important, but they're not always anything that we can absolutely impact, you know, because they could be national.
Multiple factors.
Yeah, it could be on a national level, like a major recession, and then, you know, everyone's making less money. They can't really blame the chamber for that. But if we're not connecting people together, and if they're not feeling that there's value for their membership, and we've grown our membership base since the pandemic, and so and nationally, chambers have reduced their membership base, in some cases like 25% in the last 5 years, because of just social media and other changes, people feeling less disconnected. But there's such a strong sense of community in Nevada City that helps keep us going and keep people together and tied, and that's one of our biggest strengths.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, and the final thing I want to know is how can we help? How can the viewers help? How can Nevada County Media?
No, I mean, really the best touch point for us is our website, because that gets you the information if you're curious about the next event. If you want to participate, you can go through there. If you want to join the chamber, you can. It's a few clicks away and you're all set. So that's the best thing I'd say to do as a next step. You know, participate in the community, come to an event, tell your friends about the events. Those are all great ways to do it as well.
Any volunteer opportunities coming up as far as big events?
We'll always work to fit you in if you ever
so if you want to work.
We'll
give you a top hat and you can guard that.
Yeah, exactly. Guard that barricade with your life.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Well, I believe that's all the questions that I have for Let's Chat. I just want to thank you so very much.
Absolutely, Jed.
For joining us today.
Yep.
And from all of us at Let's Chat, sponsored by River Valley Community Bank, I'm Jed Dixon. Thank you so much.